During the reign of a tribal chieftain named Yao, floods flooded the sky and surrounded the mountains, flooding the hills and causing great distress to the people. Yao visited someone who could manage floods, and the ministers all said that Gun was capable. So Yao adopted the advice of his courtiers and appointed Gun to manage the flood. After 9 years, the flood did not recede, and Gun did not achieve any results. So Yao searched for another talent and found another person named Shun. Shun was appointed to perform the duties of the emperor and patrol nationwide. During his patrol, Shun discovered that Gun had achieved nothing in controlling the water, so he exiled him to a barren mountain and let him die there. People all over the world believe that Shun's punishment of Gun was correct. At this time, Shun recommended Yu, the son of Gun, and let him inherit Gun's career. After Yao's death, Shun asked the ministers who could better fulfill Yao's career and hold official positions, and everyone recommended Yu as the minister of works. So Shun appointed Yu and said, "If you go and manage the floods well, you must work hard." Yu is a quick and diligent person. He is morally upright, benevolent, and peaceful, and speaks with integrity. The virtues he displays are regarded as normative norms by people. He is diligent and solemn, and formulates rules and regulations for people. Yu, along with 2 ministers named Boyi and Huji, followed Shun's orders and sent lords and officials to recruit laborers to separate the land and water of the country. They cut down trees according to the direction of the mountains to make road signs and determine the mountains and rivers. Yu was saddened by the punishment for his father Gun's ineffective water management, so he worked hard and thought hard. After 13 years outside, even if he passed by his house, he dared not enter. Yu's food and clothing were very simple, but the sacrifices he offered to his ancestors and gods were very generous. Yu's residence was very rudimentary, but he was generous with the financial resources spent on repairing canals and digging ditches. He drives by car when walking on flat ground, by boat when walking on waterways, uses a wooden sled when walking on muddy ground, and puts on toothed shoes when climbing in the mountains. Yu carried with him a leveling instrument and rope, ink, as well as a drawing-style compass and ruler, which were used to measure the seasons. They were used to open up land in Kyushu, open up roads in Kyushu, build embankments in Kyushu, and measure the mountains. Yu provided rice seeds to the people and taught them to plant in low-lying and humid areas. He also ordered Hoji to provide emergency food for the people to satisfy their hunger. In areas lacking food, Yu brought food from affluent areas to supplement the insufficient areas, ensuring a balanced food reserve in various regions. Yu also set the standards for offering tribute according to different situations in different regions, as well as the transportation conditions of mountains and rivers. After controlling floods, Yu divided ancient China into 9 provinces, which is also the origin of the term 9 provinces, referring to China. The mountains throughout the country have been rectified, the rivers have been cleared, and embankments have been built near the lakes and lakes. The surrounding feudal lords have all come to pay tribute. Proper material management, accurate surveying of land in various locations, and cautious taxation based on local conditions, all levied according to different levels of soil. The central government granted land and surnames to feudal lords. The territory extends eastward to the sea, westward to the desert, and from the north to the south. The monarch's prestige and teachings can orders throughout nationwide. So Shun announced the success of water management to the whole world. From then on, the world became peaceful and stable. As a result, China began to transform from a tribal and clan society to a state. Gao Tao served as a judicial officer to govern the people. Shun went to court, and Yu, Bo-yi, and Gao Tao together went forward to speak to Shun. Gao Tao shared his views on emphasizing moral cultivation, long-term planning, and jointly assisting the monarch. Be cautious in restraining oneself, making the people generous and obedient, and letting the wise men work hard to assist, starting from oneself, making good use of talents, and stabilizing the people. Gao Tao believes that there are usually 9 types of virtues in a person: magnanimity and majesty, gentleness and firmness, honesty and respect, good governance and prudence, obedience and perseverance, integrity and gentleness, simplicity and integrity, decisiveness and steadfastness, firmness and morality. Those who can demonstrate these virtues can do things well. If one can demonstrate 3 virtues every day and diligently follow them from morning till night, one can be appointed as a noble and noble official. If one displays 6 types of moral character rigorously and respectfully every day to assist the emperor, they can be conferred the title of Marquis. By accepting and universally implementing all of them, one can arrange positions for individuals with 9 moral qualities, allowing talented individuals to obtain official positions and officials to be respectful and cautious. Do not promote extravagance, debauchery, and cunning. Those who are incompetent in their official positions will disturb God and will be punished by God. Shun asked you about his way of governing the world. You believe that rulers must be cautious and have a positive mindset. By governing with benevolence and virtue, everyone in the world will support you. Shun believed that ministers should be the hands, feet, ears, and eyes of monarchs. If a monarch wants to help the people of the world, ministers must assist. If the monarch has made mistakes, ministers should correct and assist the monarch. Ministers should not flatter in front of others and slander the monarch after leaving court. The monarch respects all ministers. Those treacherous officials who enjoy flattery will be completely eliminated as long as they can promote good governance. You left home 4 days after he got married. After his wife gave birth to a son, you passed through the house 3 times. But due to being busy managing the flood, he did not go in to visit his mother and son, so he was able to successfully manage the flood. You also opened up territory and educated the people with benevolence, allowing them to live and work in peace and contentment. Shun recommended you as his successor. 17 years later, Shun passed away. At the end of the 3-year mourning period, you fled to somewhere else and gave up the throne to Shun's son Shang Jun. All the feudal lords of the world left Shang Jun and went to stand with you. You then ascended to the throne of the emperor and established the Xia Dynasty. After you ascended the throne, he recommended Gao Tao and entrusted political affairs to him, but Gao Tao died. Afterwards, you appointed Bo Yi and allowed him to handle political affairs. In his 10th year of reign, you went on an inspection tour to the east and passed away in Kuaiji, handing over the country to Bo Yi. After 3 years of mourning, Bo Yi handed over the throne to the son of you called Qi, and fled to somewhere else like you. Yu's son Qi is very talented, and people nationwide hope that he can become the monarch. When you passed away, although the nation was given to Bo Yi, the time for Bo Yi to assist you was still short, and the people of the world were not convinced. So all the feudal lords left Bo Yi and went to stand with Qi, and Qi ascended to the throne of the monarch, which was the second ruler of the Xia Dynasty, Qi. As a result, the abdication system that continued from the Yao era was replaced by the family inheritance system.